first meeting, the very first meeting I was brought there, at the end, Mike Coiner said, and maybe you'll relocate, maybe you'll move, because he had that in mind. And without an exception, it went around the room like, no, until you got to Frank Lane. And then he was like, well, who knows, maybe. The church was, because of it being the 90s and everything else, it was growing a lot.
Oh my word.
But, Herb provided that base of care that was really necessary to help move everything forward.
A lot of time in hospital, calling wherever it was needed. That was one of the most intriguing 10 years, I think, that I spent in ministry.
Yeah. At that time, we had a lot of unchurched people come, or people that hadn't been in church for a long time. So it really did feel like evangelism. We really were doing evangelism because of those people coming back. With those new people who were coming, there were a lot of children coming, and there's always been a strong children's ministry in the school, and so that was one piece. And as Herb said, the worship, we were working really, really hard on worship. I think creating some beautiful...
Yeah, and you meet every Tuesday morning and plan together.
Yeah.
You get some pretty good, neat things.
Yeah, it was team created worship. And the power of God was there in a beautiful way. When we would get done with worship team meeting, and Mark Beck would sit there and he'd say, okay, well, what's this have to do with my life? All that you've just talked about, what's that have to do with my life? Like, oh man, he always brings that up, and keeping it real, maybe more important than anything is not the programs necessarily of the church, but how are people making the world a better place and their neighborhood a better place and that type of thing. We kept saying the reason we're doing this is that we really do believe we can make more disciples of Christ. That was sort of the bottom line of why to do it, and I think it panned out.
Yeah.